We all deserve someone in our corner, and we have that power to be that person for someone else. Hey guys, welcome back to Mind Over Miller. I'm so glad you're here today. And I don't just mean the glad in a casual way. Oh, hey, thanks for tuning in kind of way. I mean the glad in a deep, heartfelt, I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm grateful we get to share this space together kind of way. Because what we're talking about today isn't just a topic. It's not just a story I pulled from my week. This is personal. It's lived. It's raw. And I think by the time we finish, you'll understand why this episode means so much to me, and hopefully you'll see yourself in it too. So if you're listening while you're driving, or folding laundry, or taking your walk, give yourself permission to be here fully for this one. Not halfway here, not just half listening while your mind is on your to-do list, fully here because this one matters. Let me take you back to Wednesday. It was my new staff orientation. You know those days, a mix of excitement, nerves, and trying to keep track of everyone's name. You're smiling a lot. You're wondering who you might end up working closely with. You're silently hoping you don't do something awkward. We're doing all kinds of activities, some to get to know each other, some to get familiar with the different buildings, and even some out in the neighborhood, getting a feel for the community that surrounds the school. The summer was warm on our faces. There was this gentle buzz in the air, that August mix of summer's last stretch with just a whisper of fall trying to sneak in. We walked through the halls that would soon be alive with students. We peeked into classrooms and offices, chairs stacked, bulletin boards half covered in bright paper, the quiet hum of a place waiting to be filled with life. We stepped outside and wandered through the neighborhood, noticing the little things that make it unique. The small businesses, the friendly faces passing by, the hum of everyday life. Eventually, our group ended up at a local ice cream shop. We didn't go inside. We lined up at the window, the warm air wrapping around us as we read the menu taped to the glass. The sound of the scoop hitting the tub, the smell of fresh waffle cones drifting out, the low hum of cars passing by on the street. It made the moment feel like summer. Once everyone had their cups and cones, we sat outside together around the same table. The sun was bright, but soft. A light breeze carried the laughter between us. We talked about what we ordered and started to get to know each other, where we grew up, what we love to do outside of work, and the little things that make someone who they are. It felt easy. It felt good. Like the very first pages of a book you just know you'll want to keep reading. And then, right there in the middle of that sweetness, that comfort, the air shifted. That's when I heard it. At first, just background noise, a voice from somewhere nearby, but then the words got louder, clearer, and they weren't kind. They were racially charged, ugly, hateful, loud enough that there was no mistaking them and no pretending we hadn't heard. I felt my chest tighten instantly. That light, open feeling I had just moments before dimmed. 1 minute, I was in the safe bubble of new beginnings. The next, I was right back in a feeling I've known all too well. The sting of being told without the person even having to know me, you don't belong here. Now, I know that not everyone listening today has experienced racism firsthand, and maybe that's not your story, but maybe you've been made to feel out of place for another reason. Maybe your challenges come from other kinds of pain, feeling invisible in a crowd, being misunderstood by those around you, facing judgment for things that don't fit the mold, or simply feeling like you don't belong somewhere. I want to invite you to sit with that feeling for a moment. What does not belonging feel to you? Maybe it's that knot in your stomach when you walk into a room and don't see a single familiar face. Maybe it's the ache of being overlooked even though you're trying your best. Maybe it's the quiet voice inside you that doubts if you've ever truly been accepted for who you are. That feeling, whatever shape it takes, is something many of us know, even if our stories look different. And I'll be honest with you, I cried. Not a polite little tear you can blink away. I cried because even though I've faced racism for all 29 years of my life, even though I know how to keep going after moments like this, I was not ready for it that day. I had just met these coworkers. I was still learning where the bathrooms were, And now here I was, vulnerable, emotions out in the open, tears running down my face in front of people who don't even know my story yet. Maybe you've had your own version of this. Maybe it wasn't racism for you. Maybe it was a comment about your body, or someone questioning your intelligence, or an assumption that cut deep. Whatever it was, you know that feeling. The one where your whole body goes on alert and you suddenly feel smaller than you did a moment ago. Before I could even try to hide my face or say I'm fine, my coworkers moved towards me. One put a hand on my shoulder. Another leaned in and asked softly, "Are you okay?" Someone else said, "What do you need right now?" And then they hugged me. Not just a quick pat hug, a stay until you can breathe again hug. They called other staff, including leadership, to make sure what happened would be addressed immediately. Some just stood beside me, present, steady, not letting me feel alone. No hesitation, no awkward silence, no, "well, I don't really know her yet, so." They acted like they had known me for years. Because here's the truth. Having people in your corner changes everything. It's not just about friendship, it's about safety. It's about belonging. It's about knowing when something heavy drops in your life, you won't be the only one holding it. And here's the part I don't want you to miss. It's not just about who is in your corner, it's about whose corner you're in. You never know when your presence could change the way someone remembers one of their hardest moments. You don't have to be their closest friend, you just have to be the one who stays. And before we continue, I just want to emphasize that this person that was out in the community, that was spreading hate, racism, and ugliness, has no affiliation with the school. I'm also not even 100% that they live in the community. But all of that aside, people need to remember the importance of kindness. Words hurt, and you never know how much your words can hurt somebody, whether it has to do with racism, or you're talking about their body, or their intelligence. Words hurt. Going back to episode 4, you never know what someone is hiding behind a smile. People are carrying loads, trauma, stories that we know nothing about. So kindness is important. So we need to spread more kindness and spread less hate, because you truly never know what someone is dealing with and how your words can affect them, can affect their day, their week, their month, their year. Some words stick with us for a lifetime. And although having someone in your corner or being in someone else's corner doesn't make it go away, but it definitely makes you feel less alone. And that's exactly what my coworkers did for me last Wednesday. And remember, having people in your corner doesn't just mean family. It can be your family, your friends, your coworkers, people in the community. It can be a single person, a group of people, someone who's your little cheerleader on the sideline when things are going great, but also someone who's wrapping their arms around you physically, mentally, emotionally when things get tough. Those are the people that matter. And like I said earlier, it's very important for you to be that someone for someone else too. One person can change everything. One person can shift a moment from unbearable to bearable. And if you can be that person, even once, you'll give someone a gift they will carry for life. Here's what I want you to do. Think about the person in your corner. Let them know you see them and you're grateful. Write them a message. Call them. Say thank you. And then look around. Who might need you in their corner this week? Don't wait. Don't overthink. Just show up. And now I want to thank all of you for being in my corner, for showing up every Sunday and supporting me, tuning in, listening, your kind comments, direct messages. They all mean so much to me, and they all keep me going. There are some days where I say to myself, why am I doing this podcast? Nobody actually cares. Nobody's listening. But that's not true. Thank you so much to all of you. I'm so grateful that you're here. I see you. I appreciate you. And I cannot wait to continue this journey with you. Now let's close out this episode with an affirmation to get our week started. I deserve people who stand with me in both my joy and my pain. I'm grateful for those in my corner, and I commit to being that safe space for others. If you guys are listening to this on a Sunday, I hope this episode made your Sunday scaries just a little less scary. And for those of you who are starting school this week, I hope that you have the best 2025-2026 school year that you possibly can have, and I wish that for your students and coworkers as well. Please always know that Mind Over Miller is in your corner, rooting for you on the sideline, and we're also here for you when things get tough. I hope everyone has an amazing week, and I'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment down or send me a message on a topic that you would love to hear on Mind Over Miller, because odds are there are a bunch of other people that need to hear that episode as well. Don't be shy. I am open to all ideas. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Speak kindly to yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.